Rome! Maximus Edition.
We're both excited.
We're stupid excited. This was one of our favorite games last year. We were kind of late to the party. Better late than never.
Never even heard of it, and it's such an awesome game. Usually one of us is excited more about one game than another, but we're both really excited about this one.
Boom!
Thank you.
These are all the monuments.
You gonna paint them
Yes.
with all your nice paints?
With all my nice paints. I got some primers coming to paint them up.
This thing, you can hurt somebody with this. Heavy.
Check that out. That is so freaking cool.
It's nice.
These are going to be the most difficult to paint.
Yeah, because all the nooks and crannies and crevices.
And all the details, like, you know, we got a statue here, we got all that.
You gotta get the tree texture and all of that. So you know that TikTok, when you ask a guy what do they think about Rome, do they ever think about Rome?
Yeah.
I mean,
all the time.
You should say all the time, because you're always thinking about foundations of Rome.
I just gotta figure out how this goes back in. I'll figure that out later. Let's take a look at the green one. Kina's fave. The individual player buildings. Super cool. And these are all going to get green paint on their rooftops.
Oh, okay. So, but the body will stay the same or
and
something?
then, like the plants and stuff, that's painted green, and then any fountains and stuff like that will have water added to them.
Okay.
But yeah.
That's cool.
Awesome. And then there's enough trays for 5 players. You got purple, blue, red, yellow, green. And then what's this here to the side? Oh, this is a game board, rule book. All the cardboard pieces need to be punched out.
Ooh,
Score
this
tracker.
is more. Has it always been 3D?
It's always been that, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe so. And coins and other expansion kind of tokens. Oh, actual metal coins. So we don't even need the cardboard coins. And those get it all. These all get added into the player boards. Awesome.
Very awesome. Very excited to play this.
Yep, definitely get on the table and we'll bring you along for that ride. Show you more about this game. Your population tracker is going to go up or down depending on what buildings you put out. So if you had this building out there with a 2 on it and you replaced it with this 3 for income, your population is going to go down by 2. So just keep that in mind. You can go up and down. The score is based on kind of a friendly system. The score for population is based on your position relative to the first person in line. It is to place out your buildings, collecting income and raising your population, to score points, get money, to buy more stuff, to keep doing more things. And one of the ways you do it is if you have a marker out, and the markers are in a position where you can replace 1 with 1, or if you had a building and another in a marker there, or 2 markers, you could actually just put out a 2 and replace that with a 2 building. You can't go down in building size unless you're also going up in building size. For instance, if I have these 2 buildings right here, That's 2 2s. If I place this L shape here, I would then get a marker here that I could then replace that with a one size building later. So you're trying to get as many of these different buildings, and each one of them has their own rules for how they interact with everything, right? So the first thing we're going to do is determine where we are starting. So you're going to take these square markers, these bigger markers, and you're going to look at the cards you have, and you're going to find each one of us starting out one at a time. I got C3, so Jake, go ahead and go with your first one. I'm going to place my thing on C3.
So were we supposed to put them in order or something?
No, it just, this is how, I mean,
just choose the one you want from your hand.
No, you're going to do all 6 of these.
Oh, okay. For
Jason,
some reason, I thought I remember choosing one and then passing the deck around.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Yeah, stop. It is adjacent to it at the end of the game, whether it's your building or your opponent's. This building gives you 1 victory point for every population it's next to. All right. So if you have it sitting between these 2 buildings, these 2 6s, this building would be worth 12 points at the end of the game. Okay. So that's a little bit of the iconography there. Now your buildings with people on them, that is how many population you have. So when you put this building out on the map, you would raise your population on the population tracker by 6. And we score points at the end of the game or end of each round based on population, income, and a bunch of other factors. Population is a very good way to go, but money is a great way to go too. So you have options. Or you can mix them up, see how it goes. The value of a building is based on the size of the building. Because the bigger the building, the harder it is to get out. It's a lot harder to get 4 spaces? Yeah, 4 spaces in a row like that than it is to get, 1 space.
But yet he almost had it.
Yep, but green screwed me over on that. On your turn, you may do one of the following actions. You can purchase a lot from the deed board, which is going to get populated as soon as we start, and the amount of money they cost is across the top of the board. So cards are going to be sliding this way as people buy them. So if somebody buys the 2, the 10 becomes an 8, and they get cheaper as they go that way. So you can take a risk of the card you really want getting down into the cheaper, or you can go, okay, I've got a bunch of money, I'm going to buy it at 10. All right? After a card is bought, at the end of the person's turn, it gets repopulated. So the next card comes out to the 10 spot. The round goes until the deck is depleted. Then we end the era and score. The player who was the next player in line when the last person buys the last card is the first player the next round. Okay? So build or upgrade on lots you own. That's the second thing you can do. So on your turn, you can be like, okay, I'm going to place this building, and that's your turn. You take your markers back and repopulate up here in their slot. You cannot buy anything from that deed area if you don't have these markers available. So if you decide the first 2 rounds of the game to buy markers that are up there, or buy deeds that are up there, the next round, your third turn, you cannot buy another deed. You have to place a building to get more markers back. All right? You can build or upgrade. Again, if I put down a 2 building right here, if I put down this building, for instance, it takes 2 spots. I get these 2 markers back. They go back on my board. Now, let's say later on, I purchased that one. I didn't have that one before, but I bought a deed for it. And I got this building sitting there. I can then replace that building with this building. I'll just take back the marker that was there and the building that was there. Okay. And last but not least, your last option you can take, It's not your last option. It might be an option you want to take early in the game, which is income. So for every coin you have out on the board plus a certain amount, I got to find out how much it is, you get that number of coins. Here are the coins to use to spend on more lots for sale. So you're going to spend to get lots, you're going to put out lots, put out markers, replace those markers with buildings, or take income. Depends on what you want to do on your turn.